Hi, I'm Amy Mahali from Be Well Clinic, and today I want to talk to you about a question that is very common when someone is doing the GAPS healing protocol, and that is, how do you move through the introduction stages? If you don't know what the introduction stages are, or if you are wondering if you should start at introduction stages or full GAPS, make sure to check out our other video about whether you should choose to start at full GAPS or introduction stages. Spoiler alert, in general, I find most people do better if they start on the full GAPS for at least a couple weeks before they move to introduction stages, but that is a choice that you should be making for yourself. When you get here, when you get to introduction stages, the most common question is, how do I know when to move on? How do I know how long to be on each stage? Is it a set amount of time? How do I listen to my body? Some people are more in tune with their body already, and some people are needing to learn how to listen to their body at the same time that they're healing and learning how to cook the foods of GAPS. Don't be discouraged if that is you. You can learn this. I know you can. Here are some guidelines, so as you're moving through the stages, you will be able to do more of that. You will be able to learn better about what your body is telling you. The first stage of introduction diet is meant to be very simple and to take away the main inflammatory component of food. We have basically pre-digested food in the form of soup and meat stock. We are making meat stock, not bone broth, and we are adding to it well-cooked vegetables and the meat that you made the stock with. So you can just make a basic stock, and you could take that stock and make other soups with it, whichever you prefer, in whatever variety you need. You can have and should have as much soup as you need. This is not a 3-meal-a-day situation. All through GAPS, you want to be eating when your body is asking and as much as your body is asking. This is real nourishing food. These are not empty calories. You're not going to spike your blood sugar. So if you are listening to your body and eating these healing foods, that is going to be the best thing for you. And if you limit these foods, you actually are limiting your healing speed because your body can't heal it as fast because you're not giving it the resources that it needs to do that. Okay, so stage one I kind of think of as the landing of starting GAPS. So if you're thinking of a staircase and we're going to go up the stairs, stage one is the beginning. We only want to stay on stage one for 5 days at the most in almost all cases. Unless you have a GAPS practitioner and there's a specific reason that you both discussed why you want to wait, we want to move on to stage two after 5 days at the most. 3 to 5 days is the best for stage one. Stage two is adding an egg yolk first, and then there's progression from there. I'm not going to go through all the details. You can read this in the GAPS books, on the course that I have developed, which is called Getting Started on GAPS, or looking on our website at bewellclinic.net on the GAPS pages where we talk about each stage in detail. The main thing I want to go through in this video is, how do you know how to move? When you go from stage one to stage two, we are introducing egg yolk of any fowl or bird that you can tolerate. You may not be able to tolerate chicken, but try duck. You may need to start with a small amount to get your body used to that food and the nutrition it provides, but we want to work on tolerating egg yolks. And then when you're tolerating enough and all the other foods on that stage, stage two in this case, then you go, how do I feel? One thing to think of is every step of this introduction stages has a unique healing capacity. There are different emphasis on different nutrition, different difficulty of digestion. Some feed flora more or will detox your body more significantly. So it is going to be up to your body how long it wants to be on each stage. And some stage is going to be your body's favorite. There is going to be some stage you're going to spend more time on than the other stages. In almost all cases, I see that because your body's like, this is perfect. This is exactly what I need to do the deep healing that I need to do. So stage one, brief. Stage two, we are staying on that stage. That can be a while for some people, depending how depleted you are especially. And then we've got all the foods. You're tolerating all of them in large amounts. You feel great, and you're starting to crave the next stage's food. Avocado being the most common craving from stage three. All you start thinking about is avocado, and you just want to try it. Okay, so you've done stage two. You're doing well. Let's try it. So you put one foot up on that next stage three stair and see what a bite of avocado does to you. Great, you feel better even than before, or you feel the same, there's no change, no loose stools, no headaches. You can start moving on to the next step of stage three. So then you go on there, you start trying all the foods, you get to the full amount. We are solidly on step of stage number 3. Same process happens again. Ooh, I think I'm starting to crave fresh pressed juices. Okay, let's go up there. Or I'm really thinking about sauteing a steak. That's just been sticking out in my mind. All right, try it. Take a few bites of it. Eat a small piece of, your steak, a few bites of your steak. See how you feel. Everything feels great. Okay, that means you can start moving onto that stair. You get fully on that stair, then when you're ready, you try the next one. So that's the process that we're doing, all of the stages. The last stair step is onto stage 6. 6 is the last introduction stage, and if you look at it, it actually is the same as full gaps. However, the difference is when you're coming up the stairs, you do have to achieve that stair, right? If you're starting on full gaps, you're actually just on the second floor landing already. And then we maybe go down the stairs to come back up because introduction gives you deeper healing. It's very helpful. But if we have here the landing of full gaps, but you're coming up that last stair, there is some achieving. So same thing. There's foods on stage 6 that you haven't introduced in previous stages. You go up, you try it, you add the rest of the food, and then when you are on that stage 6 stair, you're also in full gaps. And then we want to persist in full gaps for a while. 6 months is really the minimum you want to be on full gaps because it takes, in the literature, it's shown it takes a minimum of 6 months to reestablish the flora or to solidify the flora that you want. So part of introduction is we're changing the flora. When we get to stage 6 and full gaps, we want to stay then on all that we've achieved without adding starches or grains or anything like that for at least 6 months so that we set that flora in stone so that's now part of your body, so that you don't quickly just go back downhill to where you were before. So that is the best explanation that I have come up with for talking about how to go up and moving through the stages of gaps. I hope that that's a really helpful metaphor for you. I want you to take courage in your gaps journey that you can listen to your body. The other thing is, don't be afraid to go to the next step. Some people rush it, but I actually find more people are afraid to try that next step. So if you've achieved everything on the stair you're on whatever gap stage you're on, if you've achieved everything, it is time to start thinking, is it time to move on? And it's good to try it and see. We do want to progress through the stages. Now, notice that I didn't say anything about symptoms in this whole last few minutes that we've talked about this. It's not that symptoms are not important. I alluded to them a little bit, right? No headache, no loose stools, no constipation returning. Those are symptoms that you're watching for. It is okay to not be completely free of all symptoms before you move on. You're really much more looking towards digestive symptoms or headache symptoms or detox symptoms. So when you move stages and you kind of are staying the same, we're trusting that your body was ready to move. When you move stages and things get worse, you weren't ready to move. So don't overthink it. If you move through the stages too fast, you can always go and do introduction diet again. Many people need to do introduction diet more than once because introduction is so healing that your body can only do so much at once. So we get through this layer really deep, but then maybe we go on full gaps, we rest a while, maybe 2-3 months, and then we go through intro again and we get a whole deeper layer that we can take care of the next time we go through. So don't worry about missing things. Don't worry about messing this up. The biggest thing is you want to plan your introduction diet to give you enough time that you're not traveling, especially for the first 3 stages. That is also something we talked about in the other video. So go watch that one if you want to talk about whether you should be doing introduction or full gaps right now. But this is about moving stages. I hope that it empowers you to make your own decisions and that you are healing well on gaps. If you like this video, please subscribe to the channel, share it with a friend. It really helps us out to get the word out about how people can take care of their bodies. There's lots of other topics that you can watch videos about, either gaps topics or just body-specific topics about skin or lungs or supplementation. So check those out on our channel, and I will see you in the next video.